Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Gwent, and today we're going to be playing more of the dual casting seasonal event, which is an alternate game mode in which the first special card that we play on our turn, we play twice. That means we can play some pretty awesome combos. Today we're going to be trying out a new Skellige Druids weather deck using a bunch of cards that just got added to the game. Let's go check it out. So today we're going to be using a Skellige Battle Trance deck that uses a combination of Druids and Weather abilities to deal a bunch of damage and get boosted in the process. The key pieces of this deck are that we have several cards that will apply Rain, which will deal damage to our opponent's cards over time, including this Cultist, which is a new card, Torrential Rain, and Tears of Siren, which is also a new card. Then we have several cards that allow us to benefit even more from that Rain, including Vaedermakar, which will just increase the duration of the Rain, Rite of the Sea, who, depending on just how many turns worth of Rain we have, will allow us to play an alchemy card from our deck of increasing power, and she's another one of the new cards. Then we have Fulmar, another one of the new cards, which will also give us more Rain, in addition to allowing us to transform Rain into Storm, which is basically just a higher damage version. We'll use all that damage to boost up Dagur Two Blades, so he will be our primary point scorer. One thing to note about Sigdrifa's Rite is, of course, we can use it to play Dagger in a couple of rounds. However, it is now actually possible to play Dagger in all 3 rounds. First time, of course, you just play him from your hand. Second time, you play him with Sigdrifa's Rite. Then third time, if we have enough weather effects on our opponent's side, Rite of the Sea will be able to play Sigdrifa's Rite from our graveyard, and we can use that to play Dagger again. And since Dagger is a pretty fundamental piece of this deck, that is really helpful. In addition to the Skellige scenario Gedyneith, which will give us some Crow Clan creatures, which will get boosted whenever we play an alchemy card, which we also have a lot of. And we will, of course, play twice as many of them in this seasonal event. So now I'll flip through the deck here just to show you what else we have. And of course, as always, I'll leave the deck list and deck link in the description, so you have everything you need right there to get started and try this out for yourself. Then, once we start getting to the end of the list with cards like Armored Drakkar and Craite Warcrier, we'd probably rather not play these cards, so we're probably going to try to keep them in our deck instead. So there's a look at the deck, and overall, thematically, it's very simple. Weather, Druids, Alchemy. The trickiest part is getting the sequencing right, making sure we have just enough duration on all of our weather effects to do all the things that we want to do. So let's see if we can make it happen. Okay, so going in Scoia'tael here, and we'll go first. And we have Dagger. That's definitely our key card here, along with Oneiromancy, which we could use to get our scenario. We would definitely have enough Druids to make it happen. Let's get rid of the Warcrier. Fulmar, definitely also a big pickup. And then maybe the Drakkar as well. Cultist can work. Why don't we go with this? And I often like to lead off with one of the Melusine Cultists, because I think it's not the end of the world if they get destroyed, and usually, whatever you play first is going to go down. Okay, so it's going to be a Sorceress first. Another one of the new cards. So I think I would like to go Oneiromancy here. Get another one of the Cultists. And then with our second round, maybe we do go with a Warcrier here, in anticipation of some of the damage we're going to be dealing out soon. I'm going to wait to use this Order ability. Of course, hopefully this guy doesn't go down on their next turn, but trying to set up the Dagger plays. Okay, we'll have a lot of special cards with this Sorceress and this Sorceress in the future. Are they going to use it immediately? Yes, they are. They'll use Tempering, which they'll get a couple of copies of, and if they use it on this Sorceress, she's now stronger. And that means she will get a stronger special card on their next turn. But perhaps more significantly, we've seen them start to commit more to this melee row, so I think that means it's now safer for us to, say, put down our Rain there, and maybe go Tears of Siren as well. That gives us tons of Rain here in the melee row. Let's put at least a little bit in the range row. And I don't want to play Dagger just yet, because, of course, we're expecting for them to play a big special card from this Sorceress. Does still need to be a bronze card, but there are definitely some ways they could remove some of our cards with it. Sarah will give them some boosts whenever they play a special card. So that is an engine we would like to get rid of. Yeah, and it is Nature's Rebuke, so this is the special card I was expecting them to use. Their best source of damage, and it would have been enough to get rid of Dagger, so that's why I didn't play him just yet. Now let's go with Fulmar. And with him, we'll get another round of Tears of Siren. And let's again split things evenly between ranged and melee row. And we could use Crystal Skull to boost him up. However, because we have Sigdrifa's Rite, it may not be necessary. Because even with this 4 boost, he'll still be at 10 strength. So if they do have something like Nature's Rebuke in hand, then a couple of rounds of that is still enough to get rid of him. And that's exactly what they have. So again, tactic would not have changed anything there. Still would have been able to take him out. Instead, let's play Dagur and boost him with the tactic. Because with that boost, the boost from them taking damage and the boost from the Melusine Cultist means that he should be just barely out of removal range here. Okay, Aguara True Form, who knows what they're going to get out of this. Not even they do. It's Assassination, and they lucked out. It is damage, but it is not enough, mind you. So now let's go Sigdrifa's Rite. And that'll get us Fulmar back. Now this is summon, not play. That means his deployability will not trigger, but we will still be able to use his order on our next turn. That means we can transform this Rain into Storm. Then second round, guess we'll go another Cultist. And we should put it in the melee row in anticipation of the future Storm. And they just forfeit. So we'll take the win. Alright, so going against Nilfgaard here. And we'll go first. And we have the scenario, we have Dagur, we have Oneiromancy, so pretty good starting hand in that sense. Let's get rid of the Warcrier though. Decoction, I think, is definitely a good pickup. You might want to keep Crow's Eye just because we're talking about Nilfgaard here, so there's a pretty solid chance they're going to be able to lock us. And let's dump the Drakkar as well. Heatwave, definitely a good pickup. Maybe get rid of Torrential Rain since we have Tears of Siren. And as for what we'd like to start off with here, I think we go Oneiromancy, and then use that to give ourselves a couple of Cultists. And we'll put them in either row. That way we can adapt a bit to whichever row they start playing units in. And they're going to poison it. Which, is not the end of the world. I mean, it's not one of our better cards. So much rather they do that to Cultist than, say, Dagur. And I think we probably go Tears of Siren here. Let's double up on that row there. Okay, now they're going to Assimilate. And they will start using their Rain. Will boost their Assimilate unit. Oh, they're using an early leader, but... Wow. For a Heatwave. I mean... Sure. Definitely overkill. Alright, so let's get some points on the board here. Let's go with Dagur. And we're definitely going to want to use our tactic on him. Keep him a little bit safer. And Bribery could give them any of a number of things here. It will be Dagur, in fact. And then the second round is another Cultist. Alright, so then let's use our Gigascorpion Decoction to get rid of their Dagur. And then we can't get rid of this Assimilate unit here. We could potentially get rid of the Cultist. I suppose we just outright remove you. Okay, now they do still have some Rain remaining, so they'll use that to start damaging Dagur. Then the Runestone. Another question mark as to what they're going to get. This time, Viper Witcher Mentor. Earlier than they'd like to be playing that. See how much it gets boosted. Decent amount, unfortunately. Second one, Nausicaa Sergeant. So tell you what, I think we go Vaedermakar here. Let's go Range Row to increase the duration. It is... Make that reduce the duration. Then let's go Battle Trance here. I think we are going to need this if we want to put some additional pressure on them. Okay, Joachim. We'll give them a big card out of their deck. It'll be Brothens, which actually doesn't have a target if they want to use one of the Duchess's Informants, and that may be the only disloyal unit they have, because that's what they go with here. Does still trigger Assimilate, though, so I'm guessing they want to use Coup de Grace to play Joachim and or Duchess's Informant again. Probably Joachim, because Duchess's Informant doesn't really do anything here. So let's use Crow's Eye to boost Joachim up, so that now he's no longer a spy, and is too strong to actually get destroyed from Coup de Grace. And now they're thinking, okay, well, I guess I gotta do it on Duchess's Informant, which could be reason to use Crow's Eye on her, although, like I said, we actually kind of want them to do that, so I think we just double up on Joachim here. Okay, they'll just go for Ducal Guard in that case. My guess is we have disrupted their plan. Problem is, it's definitely too late to be playing Scenario. Probably don't want to be using Heatwave in round 1. And then Crow Clan Preacher is just 4 points, so if we don't catch up to them, we stay 1 point behind. And then Freya's Blessing gives us a Cultist, who's not enough on turn 1 to catch up. It would take a couple of turns for that to happen, but that is our best option here. So I think we go for it. And he is our only bronze unit in our graveyard right now. So that means he's therefore the only one to bring back with this round of Freya's Blessing. Second round doesn't do us any good. So they do use Coup de Grace here, and in fact, if they go 2 rounds, they can destroy the Cultists, which looks like that's what they're going to go for. Oh no, this is, of course, a bronze unit, so it does now work. Play Duchess's Informant, so yes, as expected, that was their intention, or at least Joachim was plan A, and this was plan B, and we slowed them down at the very least. And so after they finish making all their cultists, they have a very sizable lead here. We can, of course, now use our cultist's ability to start dealing a little bit of damage with the rain, which would help, but that would mean we have to play another card, and definitely not get any Pro Clan Preacher at this point, definitely not enough to catch up. So the only real question is, are we willing to commit Heatwave in round 1? And at this point, we're in pretty deep. We're either losing on even, or we're playing Heatwave and maybe winning round 1, and that feels like that may be a risk that we have to take at this stage, so I think we do go for it. I don't love it, by any means. I kind of hate it, but I don't think we have an option. And they're still playing, though. So they must have something that they're planning to do here. It's Bone Talisman. Let's see. Oh, we're tied here. On same amount of cards. If we pass, then they will take some damage from this rain, and we will get boosted with Dagur from that damage. I think that is enough that will force them to play another card, so I think we have to settle for that and pass here. Okay, they'll go Imperial Diviner, which is a 4-point play. But the rain will trigger, of course. That will deal some damage to us, so they will take round 1. But at the very least, we did not lose on even, which it looked like we were on pace to do for a while there. Okay, and we have double Oneiromancy and Bride of the Sea here, so we have strong combos remaining. Though even if our opponent dry passed, we could use Oneiromancy to play some throwaway cards from our deck. So this probably works here. And they do dry pass. So let's go Oneiromancy. And I think Warcriers are probably our weakest units here. Let's go with one of them. And then for round 2, I suppose we can just take another Warcrier. So that'll do the trick for round 2. Okay, so we got that echoed copy of Oneiromancy, Drakkar, and then Ermion. Ermion at the moment could play Sigdrifa's Rite, so that's definitely fine with us. In which case, I think Drakkar is definitely the card that is the weakest here. Royal Decree is quite good, so I think this works well for us. And in fact, let's start with Royal Decree here. We'll go combination of Preacher, and of course Fulmar. And we do still have enough Druids in our hand that we can make a point of triggering both rounds of our scenario with these. Actually, more than enough in our hand. Okay, they're going Oneiromancy. I imagine they're going to try to find something to, get rid of Fulmar. Yennefer's Invocation is unfortunate, because just about anything else besides, say, Heatwave, we probably could have found a way to get him back. Now they're actually going to turn around and play him against us. Clever. Well, actually, they just forfeit. Of course, we had plans to play our scenario, and we could have brought Dagur back with, say, Sigdrifa's Rite, but either way, they thought they couldn't handle it. So there's a look at a Skellige Druids plus Weather deck for the new dual casting seasonal event. If you liked the video, then make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and leave a comment down below to let me know which other cards, archetypes, and factions you'd like us to experiment with next. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.